Welcome, folks. Welcome to my corner of YouTube. This is my channel, Divine Hippie 2222. My name is Stephanie, and today I'm going to do something a little different. Today I would normally be doing the Let's Learn the Art of Tarot, and the next card in that order is the Seven of Swords. However, the Six of Swords energy is moving into calmer waters. So we're going to let that energy build and ride. So in lieu of my Let's Learn the Art of Tarot video, we're going to do something fun, something different. So this is a learning and growing channel, and I've never done this before, but the idea popped into my head. I have 5 oracle decks. One of them is the Kuan Yin oracle deck that I use for my morning readings. So I'm not going to be using that one because I use that every morning. But I'm going to be using my other 4 oracle decks. And we're just going to do an oracle card reading. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull one card from each deck and then just go from there. So, and that's the whole point of my channel, is learning and growing, experiencing things like this, so we can see if they work, see how they work, see if this is something I would like to continue doing the next time I decide I want to let an energy ride and build. So, all right, guys, enough of that. So I'm going to have all the links below for each deck, and I am unfamiliar with these decks because I do not use them all the time. So I am going to be reading from the book. It's kind of my thing. So yeah, we're just going to get started and see what's going on. All right. So general reading, general energy for everyone. The first card, and I'm just pulling, I did all my shuffling off of camera because I shuffled 4 decks, and I've already cut them, and I'm just going to be pulling the card off the top of the deck. So, all right, for my Oracle of Visions deck, we got card number 25. Interesting. Okay, so let's see. Maybe I shouldn't have put this card in there, but you know what? We're going to go with it. Misleading, illusion, confusion. Do not be misled by what you see around you, or be influenced by what you see. We live in a world which is a playground of illusion, full of false paths, false values, and false ideas. But we are not part of that world. What we experience and how we interact is often indirect and from a distance. Physical interaction that would normally have provided all of our senses an opportunity for feedback and assessment is now increasingly being replaced by virtual alternatives. From email and texting to social networking, our relationships are becoming increasingly defined by virtual interaction, and that can distort and substitute reality. We can now create multiple new identities. How we go about quantifying people and events is now increasingly based on new paradigms that can provide a false perspective, both for viewed and viewer alike. So, what I'm getting from this, now guys, I've been off of social media since April. The only interaction I have with social media at this time, being November, is YouTube, doing my videos. I'm still not on Facebook, not on Instagram, not on Twitter, not yet. I will get back to them, but not yet. So what I'm getting is ensure that we keep this in mind as you guys interact on social media, or if you're using social media as a way to learn about an individual, keep this in mind. Because guys, everybody puts their best foot forward on social media. At least They attempt to, until there's like some sort of misunderstanding. And then there's a back and forth interaction, communication regarding that misunderstanding, right? So let's be mindful of our presence on social media, and let's be mindful if we are looking for information on people, that it may not be the most reliable source of information. Sorry. For that reason, everybody puts the best foot forward. So just be mindful of that. Okay. Okay. So my mystical wisdom deck, dreams. Believe in your dreams. Believe in your dreams. But what I'm getting from this is the interpretation of the dreams. Be wary of how we interpret our dreams. Because the dreams, my friend reminded me the other day, she goes, we dream all the time. We may not retain the information of the dream. And what I've heard before, and I don't remember where I heard this, so I'm not saying it's concrete and true, right? Just sharing something that I heard through the grapevine. I've heard that if we remember our dreams, they're actual messages. However, I have experienced dreams that I remember that are false, planted dreams, so to speak. So that is why I say be wary of interpreting the messages that we receive in our dreams. Okay? Illusions. So believe in the dream. Okay? I know I dreamed. I know this happened. I remember it. Like I said in another reading, start a dream journal. Write it down. Because some dreams, you may receive bits and pieces in one dream, like bits and pieces of a message in one dream, and you may receive messages adding on in another dream. Like the messages may stack, if that makes sense. So ensure that we are not just taking a dream for fact, because also keep in mind, it's our body's way of just processing maybe all the BS that we're seeing on social media, the illusions, things that we are seeing but may not necessarily be true. Okay, but let's see what the book says about the card. So dreams. Believe in yourself and reach for the stars. You have the courage, patience, and passion within you to make a difference. When you have a dream, only you have the responsibility to make it real. Dreams are never free. It may take time, energy, and sacrifice to create the reality and live in your dream. It also takes preparation, determination, and effort. Never compromise or surrender your dreams. Believe in yourself and believe in your dreams. So let's take this in a completely different context now. I am now thinking dreams are like desires, goals, and affirmations, manifestations, things of that nature, instead of messages that we receive as we sleep. And the mantra for this card is, I believe in following my dreams. So Believe in following your aspirations, your goals, your inspirations. But I'm going to stick with my intuition and say, be wary of the messages that we receive while dreaming, while we're sleeping. Because, again, I personally have experienced implanted dreams. Okay? So be mindful that we don't just, oh my God, I had a dream and I know what this means. No. Give the universe time for it to allow us to mature and to process so that we can see past the illusions of social media, past the illusions of our dreams, past the illusions of virtual relationships, virtual connections, okay? I'm not saying don't have them. Apparently that's how everything is being done nowadays. I don't know. I'm still kind of traditional. Talk to me. Let's go out. Let's hang out, you know? I want that interpersonal connection. I want that exchange in person, if that makes sense. So be wary, be mindful. While we are being wary and mindful, don't give up. Don't give up on yourself. Dreams are never free. It may take time, energy, and sacrifice to create the reality and live in our dream. So that's what a manifestation is, right? Manifesting a new life, manifesting a new job, manifesting a relationship, manifesting fill in the blank, right? So the universe shows us how to do so. I, just me personally, have not received guidance in my dreams regarding my manifestations. I have received guidance through my dreams, but not regarding my desires and my goals and the things that I'm, inspired to achieve. Okay? So let's just be mindful. Okay, so my Sacred Earth Oracle. Alliance. Okay, let's see. So before I get to the book, let's go with this. Maybe there is someone who is attempting to wish to create an alliance with you. And they may be doing it under false pretenses. Maybe they know your goals and your aspirations. And that's why they want in. That's it. They don't care about you. They don't care about who you are as an individual. They just want to ride the coattails. That's what I'm getting. But let's read and see what the message is. Ah, that's funny. The seeker is the finder. That has nothing to do with alliance. It's part of the introduction. I just happened to catch that as I was searching for the card. Card meanings. Alliance. Earthly meaning. Make the most of your network. There's nothing wrong with participating in social media. Just be mindful that everything we see may not be legit and may not be reality. Respond to pressure by reaching out to people of different levels of education, experience, age, views, or social standing. Be wary of pretension or selective equality. A challenge brings a reminder of the place we hold within a system, network, or group, and of the scope of our influence. Healing can be found within cohesive relationships or a close-knit group. Build strength through inclusion, structure, and connection. Think in three-dimensional. Example, past, present, and future. Spiritual meaning. We are part of an amazing universe within and of creation, connected to, and therefore with access to all the color of life's canvases. Mortal body, immortal soul, living many lives in endless forms throughout existence. We are in every breeze, every feather, and part of every sunrise. We are the love that underpins the all. Bring this connection to consciousness. Okay, there's more, but I'm not going to get into that. It's a huge paragraph. I don't want you guys to get lost in the information. Sometimes I get lost in the information as I'm reading it, which is why I kind of pause, stop, recap. So, earthly meaning, make the most of our network. Respond to pressure by reaching out to people of different levels of education, experience, age, views, or social standing. So get different opinions. Do not avoid accepting opinions of like-minded individuals. We want to open our minds. We want to grow and develop. So how do we do that? By talking to people in different socioeconomic statuses, in different circumstances, in different religions, in different ages, to acquire the knowledge from their different experiences. Okay, earthly meaning. Be wary of pretension or selective equality. That's what I mean. Be wary of accepting only the opinions of like your friends. Now, it doesn't mean that they're wrong. It doesn't mean that they don't have valuable information. It just means that what I'm taking this is there could be possible could be possible lost or missed opportunities for different insights by always going to the same source for advice, for insight. So healing can be found within cohesive relationships or close-knit group. So you want to have those reliable individuals in your life. And you find that by talking to different people. Because again, we're all connected. I'm going on to the spiritual meaning. You are part of an amazing universe within and of creation, connected to, and therefore, I'm already lost. So hopefully you guys are following along in all fairness. What I'm taking from this so far is we're all one. We're all connected. Every single one of us. We have access to the color of life's canvas. Mortal body, immortal soul, living many lives in endless forms throughout existence. So what I'm getting is by talking to other individuals, we may gain insight into our own past lives. Ooh, this is the spiritual meaning. Ooh, look at you guys. So you're in every breeze, every feather, and part of every sunrise. We are all connected energetically. My energy, you are seeing as my physical body. The energy of this statue is being presented as this shape. However, it's still energy. I'm still connected to it's all energy. It's just in a different form. It just has a different appearance. So do not exclude individuals because of their appearance, because of their socioeconomic status, because of their religion, because of a message you received in a dream that may have been a false dream, false information. That's what I'm getting. So be mindful. Everything we see on social media or in our dreams may not be true or reality. Continue moving forward with your aspirations, with your goals, with your desires, with your dreams. Continue moving forward. And be mindful that we're not turning something away because it doesn't look like what we think it should appear as. That's what I'm getting. Interesting. Okay, last oracle card. Angel of Snow, Shilelgiel. Kindly forgive me if I'm mispronouncing the name. Angel of Snow. Shelagiel. Shelagiel? Possibly? Okay. These are not in numerical order, so I'm going to have to just flip through pages until I find it. Numerical or alphabetical order. I'm not quite... this deck is based on the Tree of Life. Hold on. The Kabbalah. This deck is based on the Kabbalah. An esoteric interpretation of the Jewish Torah and the Zohar. Oh, that's funny. And this card said, my interpretation was, don't turn something away just because it doesn't look like everything else or like what we think it should. If we are unsure if something is real or a facade, give the universe time. The universe will show us. We are learning the nuances that our guides use to get our attention, right? So give it time. Go with the flow. And yeah, I went to go push my glasses up and they're not on my face, sorry. But allow the universe time, divine timing for the messages to develop. And sun energy, right? The truth will present itself. So Shelagiel, Angel of Snow, the bravery of happiness in the face of sadness. Happiness that stands against the stark cold and does not shiver. The winter is heralded by the fall of snow as Shelagiel dances, each step as unique as the snowflake that frolic about this angel. The quiet reveler of winter, Shelagiel moves over the rime, a bright and joyous visage amidst a harrowing landscape. Its presence brings relief to those who seek escape from an overburdened world. Take refuge from what ails you. It is time to recover. So signs, okay? This is the universe. Signs: a snowflake, a seed, a pine tree. So if we're going about our day and all of a sudden, boom, we see a seed or a pine tree, or if it's snowing where we are, then take a moment to pause, to relax. Because the snowflake, the seed, or a pine tree is a way that our guides are connecting with us and saying, hey, I got you. Take refuge from what ails you. It's time to recover with our help. But we have to invite them in. We have to welcome them in. So now let's recap. I think this is okay, 4 cards. Let me kind of pause. And so the way I see tarot, when there's no format or when I just lay them out in a line, it's like a sentence. And like I mentioned in another video, if you watch my videos from the beginning of my channel, when I would just pull 5 cards, I would rearrange them. Because in my head, it's a sentence. Well, the cards may not come out in the right order or initially. So that's why I would rearrange them. The message may come out and sound like a broken sentence or a fragmented sentence. So to me, it's like, let's look at the messages. Let's see how they should. Maybe I shouldn't say that word, getting rid of the shoulda, coulda, wouldas. Seeing how they sound best in a different order. Okay? So things may not be as they appear. Still work towards your dreams and goals. Don't judge a book by its cover, basically. Time to heal. I think this came out in order this time. I do not believe that this is the beginning of the sentence, the warning. This is, and I'll show the cards again, but to me, this message is, hey, we got the warning, so now this is what I'm telling you to do despite the warning. Maybe despite's not the right word, but if that makes sense. It's instruction or guidance. I don't want to say instruction because that sounds a little harsh, but guidance, okay? Passing, like giving of knowledge through this process, and the period of the sentence. Or, oh, you know what? No, this is not the period. I just had a thought. Okay, so Oracle of Visions first, Angelarium second, Sacred Earth Oracle third, and Mystical Wisdom fourth. So now let's go back and address the message. Misleading illusion, confusion. Do not be misled by what you see around you or be influenced by what you see. We live in a world which is a playground of illusion, full of false paths, false values, and false ideas. But we are not part of that world. And others see that, which is my thought process and my intuition and my interpretation of this message is because we're not part of that world. That may be why the attempt is there. to create a facade. But what I'm getting is the universe allows it. God allows it so that we can learn and grow through this scenario, so we can become better. So the next time a facade or an illusion comes around, we're smarter, we're wiser, and we know how to circumnavigate the scenario. The bravery of happiness in the face of sadness. Sounds like we've identified the illusion. Happiness that stands against the stark cold and does not shiver. The winter is heralded by the fall of snow as Shelagiel dances, each step as unique as the snowflakes that frolic about this angel. The quiet reveler of winter. So what I'm taking from this is, even though we're aware, we're being quiet about it. Now, I know I'm sharing the message on YouTube, but however this resonates for you, however this fits in to your scenario, what I'm taking from this is hold on to your truth. Your happiness will still shine through. Hold on to your truth, because are we sure it's the truth? Are we 110% positive that it's the truth? Shelagiel moves over the rhyme, a bright and joyous visage amidst a harrowing landscape. Harrowing. Illusion. Its presence brings relief to those who seek escape from an overburdened world. So maybe just take some time, maybe take a step back from social media while holding on to our beliefs, to what we believe to be true. Because our perceptions, even though they may 2 + 2 = 4, but so does 1 + 3. So does 4 + 0. So our perception of 2 + 2 = 4, oh, it's 4. It's got to be the truth. That's it. I know. Boom. I've been duped. Whatever. No. Let all of that go. Hold on to that, because our perception of the truth may be veiled, may be covered up, right? Like the snow covers the ground. Doesn't mean that the grass is not dry and brown underneath. It just means we can't see it, okay? So take refuge from what ails us. It is time to recover. Just like winter. Winter is a recovery period for nature. It goes into hibernation so that it can come alive again during spring, right? And the signs that the universe will be sending us regarding this message is a possible snowflake, and it doesn't have to be from the sky, right? Maybe you're in the store and you see a stocking for purchase, like a Christmas stocking, and it has a snowflake on it. Or maybe you're in the pet aisle and you're looking at pet sweaters and it's got a snowflake on it. You get my point. It doesn't have to be a snowflake literally that falls from the sky, okay? So a snowflake, a seed, a pine tree, okay? Think in 3 dimensions. Reaching out to people of different levels of education, experience, age. So Bring this connection to consciousness. Don't judge a book by its cover. The cover may be a facade. And how are we going to gain more knowledge and understanding and experience? By talking to people outside of our reality. And I don't mean it like my reality is different than yours, but I mean my experiences. Talk to someone outside, or many someones outside of our experiences, our realities, to gain deeper perspectives, to gain deeper insights through their experience and their knowledge and their thoughts and their beliefs. We're all connected. We may not feel like we're connected, but we're all connected. So respond to pressure by reaching out to people of different levels of education, experience, age, views, or social standing. So if we're feeling pressured because we're unsure where the veil of snow actually is, whether it's in our minds or in our thoughts or our dreams, reach out to people of different thoughts and experiences and talk to people, but different people than we would normally reach out to. Because that's, in my opinion, where powerful insight comes from. And different wisdom, different knowledge, things we never considered previously may be brought to light. Believe in ourselves and reach for the stars, no matter. So continue moving forward, whether we are unsure if things appear true or if they're just an illusion. Gaining more insight, gaining more wisdom through the experience of others. It's okay to utilize the knowledge, wisdom, and experience of others because that's part of learning, right? And maybe by listening to someone else, we may receive guidance on how to circumnavigate one of our own experiences. I just lost the spot. Okay, here we go. So believe in yourself. Reach for the stars. You have the courage, the patience to ride out the illusions, and passion within us to make a difference. When we have a dream, only we have the responsibility to make it real. So ensure that we are not altering our course based on something we've seen. Ensure that we're being mindful and present, understanding that we may only see a puzzle piece, like one little puzzle piece of a 500-piece puzzle. Well, if we don't have the box, and if we don't have the other pieces, and we don't know what it's supposed to look like, and we only see one little piece, how do we interpret that properly? By gaining insight and knowledge and information from people of different backgrounds. That's what I'm getting. And allow our fears to subside. Take refuge from what ails you. It's time to recover. So what I'm getting is I'm thinking, sorry. This is a lesson. It's a test. Illusions. Misleading illusion. Confusion. It's like the scenario is I'm not going to lie, this reading's a little confusing. I've never done this before. I've never put different I've put different cards together to receive messages, but I have never done an oracle reading from different oracle cards. And honestly, completely different backgrounds. Sacred Earth Oracle. Mystical Wisdom. Angelarium, based on the Torah. And Oracle of Visions. So, and it's funny. Look at the cover. The winged creature has the ribbon all throughout the wings, and it looks like she is somewhat bound. So, misleading, confusing, attempting to slow you down. But the universe, whatever God gives us, no one can take away. No one. So God allows the confusion to occur because he knows we're going to come out bigger and better and more wise through this circumstance. So don't allow everything to be held up inside, internally. That's what I'm getting. It's time to let it go. Dance to release your burdens, to release your sadness from the perceived illusions, from the confusion. Dance to release and let go stress. Talk to people of different, that's funny, Indian, Native American. So different religions right here. Jewish religion and nature. And then these, I'm not sure these have a link to any sort of religious background, but you know, they're from different I'm looking for a word. Different sources, different thoughts, different thought processes. So that's kind of interesting. This card, make the most out of your network. 1, 2, 3, 4 different oracle cards. By reaching out to people, and let's replace the word people with decks, by reaching out to decks of different levels of education, experience, age, views, or social standing. Be wary of pretense or selective equality. So that's interesting because I just decided, hey, you know what? I'm going to do an oracle card reading. Which deck do I want to use? And then I was like, let's use all of them. So I think that's interesting. That card basically explains the process of my thoughts behind this video. A challenge brings a reminder of the place we hold within a system, network, or group. The challenge. Misleading illusion, confusion. So, happiness in the face of sadness, stemming from the confusion. So, knowing, understanding, believing that God has our back through this entire process. The universe has our back through this entire process. And that we are all connected and all one. Even though we may believe differently, we may follow different traditions, we may experience life differently, and we may learn our lessons differently. That's what I'm getting. Believe in ourselves. Reach for the stars, baby. We have the courage, the patience, and passion within us to make a difference. That's funny. Those cards, those snippets of messages describe this reading, describe my process behind the reading. I mean, behind how I would perform the reading, how I would go about interpreting this. Because like I said, I was like, woo, fingers crossed. I have no idea how this is going to turn out. So maybe that's the illusion. Maybe that was the confusion regarding my scenario. Huh. I get the fact, I just happened to glance at the back of the card and it's like, yeah. I get kind of a weird vibe from this, from the jester's expression. So it's kind of like the jester wanted us to be confused, wanted us to be misled. But by persevering and continuing through it, receiving enlightenment. So, however this scenario resonates for you guys, there is some sort of illusion currently going on, or confusion. You will see through it. Whether it's implanted dreams or whether it is a false reality on social media or whatever the scenario is. There's some sort of missing piece, okay, of understanding. And God is like, hey, relax, dance, shake it off. Just like you shake snow off of your coat when you walk in the door. Take refuge from what ails you. Let it go. And when you're ready, reach out to people from different backgrounds. Gain new and different perspectives and insight and wisdom. and continue moving forward with your aspirations, with your goals, and with your plans. God is saying, you've got this. The universe has our back. We are all connected. So if we're searching for wisdom and mental clarity through this scenario, be mindful that what I'm taking from this is, do not rely on one source of information alone. Meaning, don't just rely on your dreams. Do not just rely on a tarot card reading. Do not just rely on one source. Incorporate many sources to see through, to gain this clarity and this wisdom through any confusion or illusion. Because things are not always as they appear. The moon, 7 of Cups, 7 of Swords. Yeah, those cards talk about that energy. Things are not always as they appear. That doesn't always mean a nefarious intention. The majority of the time, it is the universe working on divine timing and developing us so that we are at a point when we are ready to process and receive the information. So that's what I'm getting, guys. I'm getting you will receive clarity from multiple sources regarding this scenario in your life. That's what I'm getting. So avoid relying on one single source, because that may be where the illusion is stemming from, being created. Yeah. Past, present, and future. Let's think about that. So if you are aware, if you know an individual and you've had interaction with them in the past and presently, to the best of our abilities, I choose the opposite of remote viewing. I believe it's unethical, and I believe it is an invasion of privacy, which is why my readings are focused on what we should do regarding the scenario. So for me, I'm not focused on who or where the illusion's coming from. My focus is, what do I do to get through the scenario? So dance. Connect with different sources, different people, different mindsets, and continue following your dreams. That's where my messages come from. Because I did remote viewing in the beginning when I was accepting clients, because I had no idea. Let me rephrase that. I had not taken the time to truly consider what it was that I was doing. I don't think it's fair, because if someone is asking me about what somebody else is doing and I'm giving the information to this person instead of that person, how will this person benefit from that information? They won't. So to me, it doesn't matter what this person's doing or what that person's doing or what A, B, and C is going on. To me, my focus, my viewpoint is, how do I get through this scenario? So that's why my readings are different. That's why my messages are the way they are. That's another reason that I chose the websites that I chose, because I like the fact that the Queen of Swords talks about integrity and honesty, and that we may be compelled to share a truth, and that we would do well to be honest when we share that truth. And it also talks about receiving information or giving information to an individual, and we would do well to listen to that information and take that information to heart. So the Queen of Swords can indicate another individual in our environment, but that's why my focus is on those aspects of the message instead of, oh, someone else's whatever, right? So that's why that's where my reasoning, my intuition, it's because I believe my morals and my ethics. I do not like remote viewing. I did it before I knew what it was, before I really thought about it. But once I really started thinking about it, that's why I choose not to do that. And if people, and then when I was switching, when people would ask me, I would say, well, let's redirect the question, right? What should we do? What should you do regarding this scenario? Whatever. So that's why my message is lined up the way it is. A scenario is occurring, possible solutions, possible information, continue moving forward. All right, guys. I'll see you next week. Bye.